Oh, you guys, look at that. I guess they're not really kittens anymore, more like the cats from next door, but they've locked themselves together in the cold garden. We did have them in before, but they made such a racket, we let them out again. But I just think that's awfully cute. So this is how I read a big book. As you can see, it's got large bits of tissue paper and some snapshot and a practice sketch I made for a film I made last week falling out of it, because I like to stick bookmarks in where I find a piece that I find particularly interesting. Anyway, this is Lord of the Rings, and I have been reading this for a few weeks now, and I thought that I was relatively unmoved by it, but apparently not, because I woke up in the middle of the night and I said I need a sword, or rather a sword, because if you say sword, it helps you remember how to spell it. So I ordered one, and they ended up refunding the money, because apparently it was so huge they didn't want to ship it across the state line, which I do feel I should point out at this point that I don't feel I'm entirely far gone, because at this point it's just a very heavy-duty plastic sword. But if at some point I find myself needing a metal version with a leather sheath, then we will know that things have gone down a very disturbing road indeed. But it's not as nutty as it sounds. I just have this rather marvellous little short film rattling around in my head, which requires a sword. And I am happy to tell you that it does not mirror the plot of Lord of the Rings at all. I have at least managed to maintain my originality. Or at least I think I have. I've heard horror stories about once you read Lord of the Rings, you think you're being original and you're just writing knockoffs. But, yeah, I suppose the thing is when my sword or my sword arrives, I shall make the film, and you can tell me whether it's original or not. In any case, it does seem to be a book that gets a hook in you of one kind or another, and as I say, I am currently looking for a sword, and I'm not at all sorry I ordered a very big one. I'm just sorry they wouldn't deliver it to New South Wales, so I suppose I'll have to buy one a little closer to home. That's going to give mum and dad something to be proud of when they talk to family members. Oh, so what's Ruth doing? Oh, she's up in the bush these days playing with her sword. Good grief. Oh, and here we have the house lion and his little friend, and they're really enjoying the drying rack. They seem to think that it's a special little cat house, specially put up for them. Don't you? Now, don't you go pulling them off the line, though. That's what Jasper likes to do. But fortunately, Jasper's not here, so it should be fine. Go on, go on. They're his little pets. Oh, oops. Well, they're very good friends. We say that we have a cat and our cat has cats. And this is one of our cat's cats. He's a really strange cat. He's not a very normal cat. Oh yes, you're so cute. Yes you are. So here's a game I've invented. It's called Who Would Paint It Best? Who do you think would paint that best? What painter, living or dead, do you think would do the best job with that great glowering sky and the layers and layers of cloud? It's not showing up so well on camera, but there's a big glowering layer, and then there's a second lighter layer, and far out in the distance you can even see the rain falling. Got any ideas? I think Turner would do a good job with the light. A wonderful glowering sky. I do hope we get a nice little storm. Just a cosy one that doesn't do any real damage. Let me know in the comment section below. Who do you think would paint it best? So there's Stinkin' Sheila on one of the couch squabs, because in the evening, sometimes what I like to do to relax is I like to watch YouTube footage of natural horsemanship tutorials, and I don't actually have any horses to play with, and of course cats are a completely different animal, but the concept of spending time with a species and just trying to mirror its behaviour is universally applicable. And if you see let me see if I can show you my silhouette. It's very hunched over. This is because I have started spending time with cats and trying to behave like a cat. And actually I had 2 squabs out here because it's very uncomfortable rolling around on the pavement behaving like a cat. But Stinkin' Sheila took one of my squabs and I just don't have the heart to remove it from her. That's why it's out here. Anyway, I've worked out that you get better results with cats. See, there's a good silhouette. If you move around in a hunched over position, because they actually look very hunched over. And I've been just trying to mirror their behaviour to see if I can enter their world. Hello. But so far, the only thing that's really entered their world is half of our sofa. Not that they're complaining. Anyway, I better go do something productive, because as much as I'd like to become a professional cat whisperer, I don't see a great future in it. Hello all, I'm just putting my gumboots on because I need to go out into the garden and pick a big bouquet of flowers, because we have a little bit of a situation with Mr. Eureka Hamilton. It turns out that he has another family, no surprise there. And I'm not going to go into how we found this out or who they are, because it's bad enough we have their cat without putting their business all over the internet. Suffice to say that Morphus, as he is elsewhere known, has been a very naughty boy, and he's not visiting his family as much as he should. So I think the only thing for it is that Morphus had better send his mummy, well, his other mummy, a big bunch of flowers. So I'm going to see what the winter garden will yield in the support of this diplomatic endeavour. They really are lovely, lovely people. They absolutely deserve to see their cat more often, but they don't. So I'm going to stick a bunch of flowers on their porch from their delinquent. He plays hooky. He doesn't visit them as much as he should. So I think the least he can do is send them flowers. And fortunately for Mr. Eureka Hamilton, he does have a florist on his staff. So let's go to the garden and see what we can find, shall we? It's quite important when you're a florist to keep in mind the theme and the situation with which you are dealing. So in light of the fact that this bouquet will be going from a cat who really ought to be paying his family more attention, I thought it would be nice to arrange it in one of his jelly meat cans, which I have carefully cleaned but kept the rather pretty purple label on. So we're going to be looking for purple flowers, and oh, isn't that convenient? Lovely, lovely purple flowers. I tell you what, I've made a lot of arrangements for a lot of occasions. Never thought I'd be making one for a cat that is neglecting his owners. But fortunately, I have plenty of purple to work with. So I shall just pick the rest of those because they jolly well deserve something. Rather nice stomping around in a garden in Australia in the winter, so I don't need to worry about snakes. Right, I got some purple. Let's go see if we can find some yellow out the back, shall we? Oh, it's you horrible beast. Yes, I'm collecting those for your mummy because you've been so neglectful. And I feel really sorry for it. Hey, why don't you go visit your mummy down the road? Eh? I better make it a very big bouquet. You really are very neglectful. Shocking indeed. Shocking, shocking, shocking. Look at that tail. Just pluming along. Unbelievable. Aren't these completely marvellous to go with purple flowers? I should probably look completely horrendous because the sun is up quite high, but I deliberately left a hat off so you can see me, so you can get the whole dreadful experience of my overexposed skin. Oh, here comes the prodigal son now. Yes, yes. Come on. Do you want to help me? Yes, you can help. Oh my goodness, you just want to sit in my flower basket. You just want to sit in my flower basket. Whatever. Don't tip it over. Don't tip it over. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I cannot believe the selfishness of you. Which is quite foolish of me because you are a cat. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was completely unscripted. It just happened. Let's get some of these lovely big yellowy flowers. Make a beautiful bouquet for Morphus's other family. Isn't there a line in some Gilbert and Sullivan opera, "Oh faithless one, thou hast deceived me"? Actually, I think it's sung to that character Ruth, so I don't think we want to focus on that too much. I do like these flowers. They make a good substitute for gerbils, actually, but they close up when it's dark, which is really rather sweet when you think about it. Yes, Morphus, those are for your mummy, who you've been ignoring horribly. Look at this, you guys. I even put it in a little Sylvester's cat tin, which I cleaned very thoroughly, which is probably why he's showing such interest in it. But he shouldn't be able to smell anything because I cleaned and cleaned and cleaned it. And I think the colour is actually really rather pretty. I tell you what, when I trained as a florist all those years ago, I never thought I'd be arranging flowers to deliver to the family of a cat that's not giving them enough attention. You really are quite disgusting. You really are. Oh, but Jasper looks awfully pretty with the flowers. Now, don't knock those over. Don't knock them over. Anyway, I better go write a little note for him. And many notes have I written as a florist, but never from a cat before. Eh, Mr. House Lion? Don't you knock those over. And our Bible verse this week from Zealous Publishing in Rosebank House is, "Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in him." That's Psalm 34, verse 4. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in him. Hello all, it's Ruthie in Zealous Publishing. We've all migrated upstairs because downstairs, I don't know if there wasn't enough circulation or what, but we were getting headaches, so we've all moved up here now. And I thought I'd have a little chat because this vlog this week is going to be extremely short. And I suppose if you were to only go by the content of the vlog, you would be forgiven for thinking I've spent the whole week just reading Lord of the Rings and playing with cats. And what other useless things have I been doing? Oh well, I mainly put useless things on the vlog this week, but I have in fact been having the sort of week that would make Max Weber want to get out of his grave and write more essays on work ethic. So been a bit busy. I'm currently working on something relating to my mind's gone to mush. Still life paintings, primarily vanitas paintings from the Dutch golden period. So I've been having a lovely week, but it's been quite intense because I've been doing a lot of reading and researching and referencing and writing. So that's a project I'm really enjoying, but it's taking up most of my time. Oh, what's that? Excuse me. Oh look, that's the house lion, wants to join in the conversation, or at least not be ignored. So yeah, I've been working on that, and hopefully we'll have that on the channel sooner rather than later. And I'm trying to think if there's anything interesting to tell you. Oh yeah, I think Dad's regretting his life decisions because, what, do you want to go down? Fine, go. I would tell him we don't want him, but that would be such a lie. So Mum and me were just having a cup of tea one morning, and Dad came in and he just started tapping like this all around the house, and well, around the kitchen area, and Mum said, "What are you doing?" And Dad said, "Oh, I've just worked out that this isn't a load-bearing wall and we could take that wall out and make the kitchen bigger." Well, he should never have said that, because Mum is the daughter of a carpenter, and their agreement was they weren't going to do any renovations on this house, but of course they want to, because they love doing renovations. So now Mum spends quite a bit of time walking around the house when Dad's home in the evening, tapping and talking about walls that are not load-bearing walls, and some of her ideas are quite good, and some of them are quite, they're a little bit nutty between you and me, but it's not her fault. It's not her fault. She can't help the fact that Granddad was a carpenter, so she gets very excited by all things building related. Oh yes, and I made, I don't want to touch it now because I've been touching the cats. I can't even show you, but I made lemon and almond cookies, and it's my recipe, and they're not great. They're edible, but they're not great. But I'll show you those. I'll show you the tray of them after I wash my hands. I'm not keen on touching that after I've touched the house lion. So yes, all in all, a very nice, productive week. Thank you so much for following along. It is really lovely having your company, and yeah, I wish you the best with your creative endeavours, and I'll show you my cookies, and then I'll wish you a very happy weekend. So there are my lemon and almond cookies, and one thing I am very pleased about is I got the texture pretty good, which is hard to accomplish with oil and honey as opposed to sugar and butter. So not too displeased, but I don't think the flavour's great. Mum says they're good, but Mum is always kind, and also if Mum didn't cook it, Mum tends to think it's completely delicious. So not entirely sure that that's something I can really go with. Anyway, thank you so much for following along with our little adventures at Zealous Publishing and Rosebank House, where we order large plastic swords and arrange flowers for naughty cats to deliver to their families, their rightful families, and yes, generally potter through life reading books and drinking cups of tea. You really do add so much sparkle to the week, and I really appreciate your company. So I wish you a very creative and restful weekend, and I hope to talk to you next week. Wishing you a very happy weekend from everyone at Zealous Publishing. That's me, Mum, Dad, the House Lion, Stinkin' Sheila, Jasper, Mr. Smallweed, Mr. Pickwick, and sometimes Grandma Jezebel. And I already said the house lion, but depending on whether it doesn't matter whether he's going by Eureka or Morphus. He wishes you a happy weekend too. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.